Let's start at the beginning then. Let's assume that in this invented project we have 3 stages. As always, the first stage is called the initiation stage. Then the second stage, which will of course by definition be a delivery stage where specialist products are created. And I've just shown a third stage also as a final stage, and of course it will also be a delivery stage. So the first thing that happens is we need a trigger to kick PRINCE2 into life, if you will. And this is called the project mandate. It's issued by corporate management or program management if the project happens to form part of a program. And this triggers the first process, which is starting up a project. We will cover all of these processes in much more detail later, but for now the main management products coming out of this have been shown in red. The project management team itself is first designed and then appointed pre-project, and the starting up a project process is used to do that. There are 2 main management documents that come out of the starting up a project process. One is the project brief, which contains amongst other things the outline business case, and the project brief is expanded from the project mandate. The other key document is a stage plan for the initiation stage, because you see the project board will meet at this point here for the first time, because of course we've designed the project management team and the project board will be in place. It's the first time they must meet and make a decision about what to do next. They'll therefore be using the directing a project process. This point here is the formal start of the project, if indeed their decision is to continue. And they will use the information contained in the project brief itself, along with the plan for the next stage, to make an informed choice about what to do next. If the answer is to proceed, then the initiation stage begins. This is the first stage in any PRINCE2 project. And here we'll use the process initiating a project, which is there to pull together the various documents contained within the PID itself. These documents would consist of the project plan, the business case, and various strategy documents, as we'll look at later. Worthy of note, however, is the benefits review plan, which does not form part of the PID. This works in concert with the business case. Whereas the business case shows whether the project is and continues to be viable, the benefits review plan is there to capture the benefits that have to be realized, when they can be realized, how they will be measured, and who will measure them. So this document starts its life for the first time in the initiation stage. The outline business case created in the project brief is now refined and to become the detailed business case forming part of the project initiation documentation. All of this information is brought together, ready for the first end stage assessment, where the project board's responsibility will be to make a decision on what to do next. However, to enable them to make that decision, the process managing a stage boundary will be used to create, amongst other things, a stage plan for the stage after that. So in effect, the project board have 2 decisions to be made at this point in time. One is to approve or otherwise the PID itself, and of course the benefits review plan, and the second is to approve the stage plan for the next stage. Normally these 2 decisions are carried out at the same meeting. If I can just take you back to pre-project, looking at the starting up a project process, you can see here that the stage plan covers what will happen in the initiation stage. It must therefore cover all of these activities, not just the resources and activities and products, for example the project initiation documentation that needs to be created, but also the activities and products that need to be created or updated from the managing a stage boundary process. Again, let's assume at this end stage assessment, the first in any PRINCE2 project, that the answer is to proceed. Then we're now into the second stage, which will be a delivery stage. In very simple projects, this may be also the last stage, but in my example, I've assumed a third stage. Here the controlling a stage process is used by the project manager to do exactly that, to monitor, manage and control the stage itself. And the first act of the project manager would be to give out a work package to the specialist team who would use the managing product delivery process. Now, one of the optional roles is a team manager, and if such a team manager is in place, then the project manager would give the work package to the team manager rather than the team members themselves. But for the purpose of this high-level view, the work package needs to be approved by the team, and once that has been approved, the team will start creating the specialist products. So the work package will need to be, first of all, authorized by the project manager and then agreed and accepted by the team before work can start. But within the work package, along with other information, there will always be, for example, at least one product description for a specialist product in each work package. But amongst the other information will be how often the project manager wants a report on the progress of the products being created in each work package, and this is called a checkpoint report. Typically this will occur weekly, but it may be some other time period. It may be a written report or it may be a face-to-face meeting. By the same token, at an end stage assessment, when the next stage plan was approved by the project board, they will have advised the project manager how often they want to be kept informed during a stage. And the mechanism for the project board is called a highlight report, generated by the project manager, typically monthly, although it may be another time period, to keep the project board informed on the progress within the stage. Remember, the project board are following the principle of management by exception, and provided the project manager can see that the stage is set to complete within tolerance bounds, then the only regular report the project board will receive is this one, the highlight report. Eventually, when all of the products in a particular work package have been completed, then the specialist team or team manager need to advise the project manager that the work package is complete. Once the project manager is satisfied that the work package is indeed complete, he or she may give out the next work package and the cycle continues. Within a given stage, the project manager may have several teams, even some external teams, in which case work packages won't be given out singly, but in parallel, consisting of many. So it's worthwhile just considering that a work package may be given out one at a time, and only the next one given when that work package is complete, or they may be given out in parallel or some combination. Ultimately, when the last work package within a stage has been deemed to be complete, then the project manager needs to prepare for the end stage assessment. And in doing so, they will use the managing a stage boundary process again to create the next stage plan. Also within managing a stage boundary, the business case will be updated, the project plan will be updated, the benefits review plan will be updated, because after all, during a stage, some benefits may have started to be realized. Even if this isn't the case, it may well be as a result of business changes that the business case is updated with slightly different benefits, in which case the benefits review plan would need to also reflect this change at the end of each stage. All of these updates should be considered as draft, and they're put before the project board at an end stage assessment. In a similar manner, they now need to make an informed choice about whether to proceed to the next stage or not. Let's assume the answer is yes, then in which case pretty much the same processes and management products are involved, like so. However, when the final work package in the final stage is completed, then the project manager will see that the project end is approaching, and that will trigger the use of the process closing a project. Not shown in this diagram, there are management products created as part of closing a project. Once the end product has gained customer acceptance, it is passed on to them, and the project manager proceeds to close down the project in a structured manner. However, the project manager will issue the project board with a recommendation to close the project, because ultimately it's the project board's authority using the directing a project process to decide that the project should be closed. Do you recall that the project mandate was issued by corporate or program management? Well, the project board will have been keeping them informed on a regular basis also. It's the project board executive's responsibility to do that, and in particular to advise corporate when the project has started, when the PID has been signed off and hence the project has been authorized, and when the project has closed. Depending on the nature and agreement of each project, corporate may be formally involved at other points as well. So there's the high-level picture.